You know, Hanson, sometimes we take the peace that we enjoy here in Malaysia for granted, don't we?
Indeed, we do sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some lands out there, you know, that have to go through their daily lives, but of course with the presence of army personnel, with Humvees, with loaded machine guns.
And we're not talking about far away in the Middle East or in Africa. We're talking about just a neighboring country in Thailand, in the borders of Malaysia, a city called Patani.
We talk about the province called Patani as well, And, one particular journalist, one particular documentary filmmaker has decided to make this his life quest. And of course, his latest in a series of many works that he's done on this topic is Operation Nasi Kerabu. Of course, finding Patani in an Islamic insurgency. We've heard so many stories in our local newspapers about what's happening in Yala and Patani provinces. But the thing is, the stories that come, they're convoluted. We don't know what really is. Why are these people killing each other? You know?
Which is why the author, Zan Azlee, took a trip down and documented everything, because his main question through this book was, how do people live in a war zone? So let's stop wasting more time and let's speak to the writer. He's a documentary filmmaker as well, Zan Azlee.
Yes.
And along joining him today is a journalist.
Let's see you do this.
His name is Tue Dania Meringing.
Yes.
Selamat pagi. Sawadikap.
Sawadikap. And of course, you are from the Patani province, hence bahasa Melayu memang nombor satu.
Ya, kalau bahasa Thai tu lebih kuat lagi.
Lebih kuat lagi. Saya tak faham bahasa Thai, jadi
okey, sorry. Kalau sawadikap tu okey lah.
Sawadikap saya. Right, but first of all, we'll talk to Zan as well. Motivation. You've done so much work on this particular topic, and now is it a culmination, this particular book, and there's a CD inside of a free movie. How about that?
That's right, value for money.
It's value for money.
It's not really a free movie, it's a documentary, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a free movie. Tell us the premise behind it.
Well, basically, a lot of the projects that I do is about me wanting to discover about myself. So that's why a lot of the issues that I talk about is always about like Islam, because I'm a Muslim, you know, about Malay because I'm a Malay, you know, and Patani is just neighboring country, neighboring area, you know, just across the border, and they're Malay, they're Muslim, and I wanted to find out how they live their lives, just like how maybe they live their lives the same way as I do. You know, so
what did you discover?
When I went there, yes, they do live exactly normal lives, just like how I live my life, you know, even though it's a war zone. Right. It's very important to me to actually, when I went there, I did not want to highlight anything about violence, anything about the fighting, anything about actually the insurgency also. You know, because you just see too much of it in the media already. So I wanted to see how people live positive lives. Positive lives.
So the human side, yeah?
The human side. And Dania here, right, over there became my guide. Right? And he ended up becoming the main character who brought me around the whole place.
The protagonist.
People. Yes, that's right. That's right. So he's the main character of the book, the main character of the film. Right? And I'm so lucky that he actually came down to help me launch the book, help me promote the book, you know, tell his side of the story. Because it's more interesting to actually listen to him, the authentic Patani person, than me, who just went as an observer.
But it's nice to have the both. It's nice to have both because you have an observer and a person who's the protagonist, who's living it. So what have you learned, I mean, from this experience?
When I go there, what I learned was that, you know, human beings are very resilient people, right? I always start out as trying to discover something about myself, but I always end up not finding out anything because I always find out that there's so much bigger things out there than just myself.
So you find more questions than answers.
More questions than answers, actually. But I do get answers about humankind. You know, they're humans, people are very resilient. They're very positive. You know, this project made me believe that people are always looking at positive things in life. They never look at the negative things, and they just go on. You know, go on. So that's what I really learned from this project and from Dania.
Excellent. So we asked Dania, have you lived in Patani all your life? So hidup?
Ya, saya lahir di Naratiwat, in Naratiwat, the border Kelantan.
I see.
I worked for many foreign journalists. Saya juga wakil TV3 di Patani.
I see.
Dan fotografer for AFP. Dan sekarang ni saya sebagai penubuh mengasas News Agency website kepada dalam 4 bahasa. Bahasa Thai, bahasa Inggeris dan bahasa Thai, Inggeris, Melayu dan juga Arabik.
Alhamdulillah.
Ya, kenapa? Karena kita mau melihat tentang kejadian di selatan Thai itu orang luar dapat memahami Mengenai mainstream media, mereka hanya mempersembahkan hanya apa berlaku di mana, berapa mati, jumlah mati. Tetapi alternative media ataupun peace journalism ni, kita ingin mempersembahkan luar daripada itu.
Kita kupaskan kenapa sebabnya.
Ya, kenapa sebabnya? Why they fight or kenapa mereka menuntut keadilan hak mereka? Sebenarnya itu perkara yang tidak disebar dalam media. Sebagai pertama kali kan, pada tahun 2004-2005 tu, orang Islam pergi ke Bangkok, pergi ke Hat Yai, template kereta mereka naratif Patani itu akan diguris. Dan orang-orang Islam yang bertuduh itu tidak benar naik taksi. Kerana gambarannya mereka melihat bahawa pembunuhan terhadap orang-orang Buddha itu orang Islam, orang Melayu. Kerana itu gambaran yang disebar oleh mainstream media, khususnya dalam TV, dalam akhbar. Oleh itu, peace journalism ni kita mesti menjelaskan bahawa perkara yang berlaku itu bukan apa yang ditayangkan oleh media.
Jadi peperangan bukan saja dengan pistol dan juga bukan dengan peluru ya, tapi juga dengan propaganda dan juga dengan
satu perjuangan.
So are those issues highlighted in your book?
Yes, of course we talk about. I don't delve too much into the reasons why things happen, right? Why the violence happen and all that. But I do talk about why. I do touch on why it happens, but the book really talks about, the book and the documentary really talks about how these people just actually, normal people, civilians, right? Civilians don't care for these things.
So it's just,
they don't care for these things.
They just want to live their lives.
So of course, hopefully with this book as well, Malaysians will also get to understand a little bit about the fight that's happening in Patani and maybe injustices that needed to be served, or maybe the movie can tell you a little bit more as well. What can people expect?
Or first you can read, then you can see.
And people will compare and say, is the book better than the movie? Or the movie better
But whatever it is, we respect totally the fight that you're doing.
When is the book launch?
The book was launched last Sunday.
Oh, it was launched already?
It was launched last Sunday, 2 days ago, at the Annex Gallery, Central Market. And you actually can get the book in any major bookstores right now.
Awesome.
How much will it be selling for?
It's selling for 25 ringgit.
25
Plus a DVD, man.
Plus a free DVD.
Buy one, get one free, according to Tuan Dania. Terima kasih, Tuan. Dan saya harap perjuangan kamu tidak akan terbengkalai begitu saja.
Perjuangan kita melalui pen.
Yeah, tepat sekali. The pen is mightier than the sword, as you have proven. And sometimes the camera lens does quite a bit of work as well.
Thank you.
So keep on fighting the good fight, Zan and Tuan Dania.
Wish you all the
best.
best.
We're going to take a break right here on The Breakfast Show. Let's wrap things up with a very special performance from a very special guest.
Yeah, Miss Ning Bai Zura. Don't go anywhere.
Give us a kiss.